and welcome to another Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips podcast. And we are now fueled by Shaklee. I am your host, Tyler Blosky, and I am drinking my Shaklee 180 shake right now. It's the vanilla flavor. It is tasty. I got my co-host right here, Eli Blosky, and he is powered by the Shaklee Performance Sports Drink, and he loves it. I think tonight you have orange.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Shaklee is a wonderful product, and we'll give you more information about that later throughout the podcast. But our podcast is now powered by Shaklee.
And it always has been, too.
Yep, but now we're making it official. All right, so tonight, guys, we are going to be doing our nines. We're going to be talking Tony Romo, Teddy Bridgewater, and Trevor Siemian. Along with giving you 10 tips in the regular season. Last couple of weeks ago, we gave you top 10 tips during the draft. Now we're going to turn it to the regular season because the season starts next week. Most of you guys have already drafted. If not, you got one last weekend to get drafts in. And we have a draft this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
And so we're super excited about that. So let's dive right into our nines. This is nothing new. It's a couple of days old now, but quarterback Tony Romo for the Cowboys broke a bone in his back. He's going to be out 6 to 10 weeks. That means Dak Prescott is going to be starting for the Cowboys. Rookie. He's a rookie.
That's gonna really prove himself, so that maybe instead of playing 6 to 10 games, he can play like 10 to 12 games maybe. If like Romo's just not doing it, then that would be great for him because Dak Prescott, he's a rook. He would really like to prove himself, I bet, and he's just got that's a perfect chance to prove himself.
Exactly. He's doing great in the preseason right now. And we'll come back to Tony Romo, and we're going to touch quickly on Teddy Bridgewater from the Vikings. Dislocated a kneecap and tore his ACL. He's going to be out for the rest of the season, giving Shaun Hill, the veteran quarterback, a chance to start. It's not looking good for the Vikings, and it's going to be tough. And like I said, we'll touch on that after the nines.
During the past 3 years, it just hasn't been it for the Vikings. With AP, yes, top 3 running back there, but you just need that good quarterback. Bridgewater was a good quarterback.
He was breaking out this year. They said that this year and next year were going to be his breakout years, and unfortunately he went down. And like I said, we'll touch on that one more time. And now that it's coming down to the fourth week of preseason, there's going to be a lot of injuries, a lot of news and notes.
Yeah.
But we'll just touch on the top 9, and the next one is Dion Lewis is on the PUP list, which means he can't play until week 7 in the regular season. However, he probably won't come back until week 9 or 8 because of his knee. He got re-injured. Not re-injured, but they had to clean it out one more time.
His ACL he injured last year.
Exactly. So Dion Lewis, don't draft him if you haven't drafted yet. Eli, what's the next 9 you got for us?
Baltimore tight end Benjamin Watson. He is out all year with a torn Achilles injury. So that doesn't really matter because I don't think we weren't going to draft him.
You and I weren't going to draft him, but people out there were going to draft him. He had a great season last year with the Saints, but he was going to the Ravens, who has another 3 or 4 tight ends backing up.
Yeah.
So you're right. I don't think anyone's going to really draft him, maybe a bye-week filler. He got hurt on the very first play of the game, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and Benjamin Watson is a great guy in the locker room. He's a pretty decent tight end, but he's out for the year.
The next one is Carlos Hyde, out with a concussion.
Yeah, they said that he is almost ready to clear that concussion. That happened over the weekend, but that just means if you haven't drafted yet, I would be cautious of Hyde. One, because he's with the 49ers, and it's not a great offense this year.
Not a good offensive line either.
Yeah, and then second, it's a concussion. So one more hit, and he's going to maybe get another concussion. So I would be cautious of drafting Carlos Hyde.
Mm-hmm. Trevor Siemian named Broncos starter. So I don't really know who he is.
Yeah, he's a second-year quarterback now. He won the job over Mark Sanchez and the rookie quarterback.
Also, he's a quarterback.
He's the quarterback for the Broncos now, and so it's huge news. And like I said, we'll talk about him later on with the quarterbacks. But that's pretty big because now they're talking about Mark Sanchez being traded, possibly to Minnesota or even Dallas because of the hurt quarterbacks there. So Mark Sanchez is maybe on the block. Next up, we have finally Jordy Nelson got on the field practicing. We said that last week, but that means he's 100% for the most part. And the only thing is he's not going to play this last preseason game just because he doesn't want to risk that injury.
And no one plays in the last game.
Yeah, not many starters will play in the last game. I do know, I did hear that the Browns are going to be starting some of their starters just for the first couple minutes.
They're the Browns.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing out there in Cleveland. But so Jordy Nelson, draft him if you haven't yet. The next one, I know you're going to be sad about this, Eli. Ladarius Green is on the PUP list up to 6 weeks, so he can't come back until week 7. We knew he was hurt with the concussions in the ankle, and we just hope for the best that he gets better. Not just for the football reasons, but for concussions and headaches. No one wants that.
No. And, but, I mean, at least he didn't retire or get cut, so I'm still glad that he's on the team.
Yeah, I don't think they would cut him, but you never know. Their backup, Jesse James, is pretty good. You may not want to draft him, but he's definitely be a bye-week filler. And our last 9s is that pretty much all the teams have cut down to 75 players, which means next week they cut down to those 52 players. And I had one more 9 that Oh, yeah, J.J. Watt may be ready for a week run now for the Houston Texans. So that's good news.
That would be great, because never mind. I don't have them.
You don't have them.
I thought I had the Houston defense, but I don't.
You don't,
but the Oakland defense.
Yeah, but either way, though, that's good news for the Houston Texans and for your fantasy teams, especially if you have individual defensive players, which would be good. Now you can draft him or pick him up because people were scared that he may not be playing until week 3.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to touch base on Tony Romo, dig deep a little bit more. Tony Romo, Teddy Bridgewater, and Trevor Siemian. Now, with Tony Romo, a lot of people say now that he's injured until probably about week 10 that Dak Prescott will, being a rookie, Zeke Elliott and Dez Bryant's numbers are going to go down.
Yes.
I don't. A lot of people say that they're not going to because it's going to be consistency because of what he did in the preseason. I honestly think they're going to go down.
Yeah, but Zeke will. I think he'll have higher numbers now because their passing is down. They don't have good passing anymore.
I think you're right with
that.
Well,
they don't have as good as Tony Romo passing.
Exactly. The quarterback value has definitely gone from like a B to a very low C quarterback. But I think with Zeke Elliott, though, they're both rookies. I don't think there's ever been a rookie quarterback and rookie running back in the same game 1 season where they both have succeeded. I mean, he's a rookie. It's not like he's Adrian Peterson where he knows how to play in the league. They're going to put 7, 8, 9 guys in the box and just stop the run, which means you have to now throw the ball. Well, if you have a rookie quarterback throwing the ball, he's going to make rookie mistakes. Even Peyton and Eli Manning, when they both were rookies, led the league in interceptions. So that means Dez Bryant, yes, they connected a lot in the preseason so far. I think his numbers are going to go way down because he's a rookie. He's not going to know how to throw against Richard Sherman or
what's the
Josh Gorman. No, Josh Norman from I mean, he has to see him twice, and he's going to pick him off every time. So if you're drafting Dez Bryant still, you could probably let him fall until the 3rd or 4th round because his value is not going to be there because he's gone from 100 catches probably down to 80 catches now because of Dak Prescott. And Zeke Elliott, yeah, he's still going in the 1st round, late 2nd round, but I know people are really high on him, but let him fall because he's going to get pounded. And even with Alfred Morris there, he's going to just – I think this is going to hurt Dallas. Dallas, for me, was on the brim of maybe making the playoffs, but now they have no chance of making the playoffs. And just looking at the schedule real quick, I mean, they have the Giants twice, which probably there's 2 losses now. They have the Redskins twice. That's definitely 2 losses. And then they play the Bears. They'll probably win. The 49ers probably win. The Bengals.
Probably lose. Packers probably lose.
Yeah, the Eagles, they'll split. Browns will win.
Steelers will lose.
Ravens will probably win. Vikings now that they'll probably tie now that Teddy Bridgewater's out.
Yeah.
Buccaneers, Lions, and they're going to lose. They're going to be below 500 this year. And it's unfortunate because I don't want to blame Tony Romo because you can't blame an injury on a quarterback because he's doing everything he's supposed to do. But
it's not
so
his
just
fault.
be cautious of Des Bryant and Ezekiel Elliott's numbers. Don't draft Dak Prescott. There's no reason to draft him. Maybe a bye week filler once he gets into. Maybe when they're playing the Eagles because their defense is a little weak and the Browns' defense, sure, take a flyer on him. But just be cautious, guys. And even if you can try to trade him now, get some high upside because, it's Des Bryant, the flashy name, go for it. All right, Teddy Bridgewater, same thing. I mean, he was on his way to be an elite quarterback this year.
Yeah, definitely. Like Cam Newton was last year. No one expected that of Cam Newton. No one would expect Teddy Bridgewater he would be just like Cam Newton. No one would expect him to rise up, and he rises up. Boom, injury. That just puts his numbers and the Vikings way down. The Vikings numbers way down, and the wide receiver numbers way down.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of people had them going to the Super Bowl, if not the the championship game, which is fine. They have a great defense, but now that Sean Hill is quarterbacking, the defense is going to be on the field a lot. They're going to be really tired. Same thing now. Adrian Peterson is going to get the ball a lot more, and he's 31, 32 years old. He can do it though. He can get around those nine guys.
Oh yeah.
But the receivers are going to take a hit now. Steph Diggs. A lot of people are going to were high on him, but now they're dropping because he doesn't have a quarterback throwing him the ball.
Definitely not. No.
So now they're going from a Super Bowl contention to maybe not even making the playoffs because once again, I mean they're going to have the Packers twice, the Panthers, they're playing the Giants, the Texans, the Bears twice. I mean they'll probably beat the Bears, but the Redskins,
they'll
the Cardinals,
split with the Bears.
Yeah, I mean the Cowboys, the Jaguars, they'll beat, but it's unfortunate because the Vikings were going to be really great this year.
Yeah, and now, they play the Panthers too.
Yeah, now it's just you can still pick up Adrian Peterson for sure. Get him in the first round, maybe late second round or early second round. I mean, but now I would stay clear of all other Vikings.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so Trevor Siemian coming out of Denver, second year with the team, second year in the pros. Won the starting job because of his preseason play, and he's been pretty good. And I like this pick over Mark Sanchez and over the rookie because he has that relationship with Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, and C.J. Anderson because he's been there with the team.
Yeah.
I mean, he's won the ring. So at first I was scared of Thomas and Sanders because they had Mark Sanchez throwing the ball to him. But now they have Siemian throwing the ball. I'm not highly scared. I'm a little more comfortable. So I may be a little more swayed to draft Thomas because he has that relationship.
Yeah, and Sanders too.
And Sanders definitely not.
Well, only as flexes though.
Yeah, I would draft Sanders as a flex and Thomas probably as a number 2 because Sanders is going to be that dump down the middle because he has to check down, and because he's almost kind of like a rookie, so he's not going to air it out a whole lot. So,
and Demaryius Thomas just zooming down the field.
Yeah, so don't draft Siemian, but you could easily pick him up later in the year because he's going to start all 16 games as long as he's not healthy or as long as he's not making huge mistakes and throwing 10 picks in the first 3 games. But now Thomas, I think he'd be rising a little bit in the draft. Same with Sanders, and if not, maybe trade for him.
Definitely.
So those are 3 quarterbacks that 2 injuries, unfortunate. So their teams are going down. Denver's team's kind of going up a little bit. I kind of like Denver, not in the bottom of the barrel. I did have them come in 3rd, but now I could see them maybe jumping into the 2nd place behind or in front of Kansas City. I still like Oakland,
but I don't really think that would happen because Kansas City has the better offense, but they have their offense is about tied.
Yeah,
but I think they'll do together. I think they'll do better together, Kansas City, than Denver will together.
Exactly. So it should be an interesting year out there in the West, the AFC West.
Definitely.
I think right now the most solid team is Oakland still.
Yeah.
So I would lean heavy on Carr, Cooper, and
Crabtree.
and even Murray
And
Walford.
Yeah.
You gotta mention Walford.
Clive.
All right, so let's get into our top 10 regular season fantasy football tips because we are a tip podcast.
Definitely.
So the first one, watch your buys. Watch the bye weeks. Now, when you're drafting, you want to draft the best possible players. Regardless if they all have bye week number 7, you want the best players. But now that the season's starting, you want to watch for your buys. You don't want to be that team who doesn't pay attention to your team and, I started 3 guys on the bye this week because, yeah, it's great for the guy you're playing. He gets the win. But it's not good for you because you got the loss and you're going to be that guy who no one thinks you're gonna that you care about the league. So watch your buys, but also watch the buys and the matchups.
Yeah.
Who are they playing? So watch your buys. That's a number tip. These are not in any order, but watch your buys. Eli, do you have a tip?
If you're struggling for a flex decision like DeAngelo Williams and Larry Fitzgerald, like me. Earlier when Fitzgerald was injured.
Yep.
But just look for the max amount of points, and right there Fitzgerald would be the max amount of points. But yeah, that's a great like tiebreaker or something. So that would be pretty good.
Yeah, whatever one has the most projected points, definitely go with that one. Look at the matchups. Once again, it's Fitzgerald playing the Rams, not a good defense, or the 49ers, not a good defense, or is DeAngelo Williams playing the Seahawks defense? Well, obviously you want to go with Fitzgerald because he has a better matchup, and he'll get some more fantasy points. That's a good tip, Eli. I have another one is, don't add the flash in the pan player. Colt Beasley went off for 3 touchdowns and 200 yards and 15 catches. Well, he's never done that in his whole life, so what makes you think he's going to do it again next week? So don't be that team or don't be that guy come to Monday, Tuesday morning, I'm going to pick up Cole Beasley because he blew it up on one day. Kind of like Doug Baldwin. Last year he blew it up.
And Willie Snead.
Yeah, they blew it up for the last part of the season, but I don't think Doug Baldwin's going to do it this year.
I think he will.
I think Willie Snead would continue on that hot streak, but Doug Baldwin hasn't done it his whole career. So don't sit there. Yeah, watch your games, but don't be there. LeGarrette Blount ran for 14 touchdowns in one game. He's not going to do it ever again. So don't be the guy who picks up the flash in the pan. If you want to be, that's good for me because I get the guy who's going to be more legit.
Another tip is be updated on the injuries. Look on Yahoo, look on ESPN, look on any other sports website, sports news website, listen to the podcast. Just be updated on your injuries. You don't want to start an injured player. Like you don't want to start Tony Romo on a bye. So you got be updated on your injuries, guys. Look at Yahoo, look at ESPN, listen to the podcast.
Exactly, and we'll keep you guys updated with the injuries as they go on, and probably most likely when the season starts, we'll be doing podcasts Friday nights. So we'll get it out to you late Friday, early Saturday morning. So you guys will be up to date on injuries. And we like to listen to the Fantasy Footballers podcast. They're really good on updating the injuries. We listen to her Fantasy Football podcast. They're really good up on updates and just information in general. And we also listen to the ESPN Fantasy Focus guys and Stephania Bell.
And the CBS.
Yeah,
podcast
we listen to them all. We like them all. And we listen to Stephania Bell on ESPN. She is the injury expert. So definitely go to her if you missed it on us.
Yeah, listen, and you can listen to all of them too. I think they're the ESPNs are on ESPN.com. The footballers and her fantasy football are on
have their own website,
Twitter, their website, and YouTube too.
Yep. All right, that's enough promotion for other podcasts. It's our podcast.
Yeah.
No, we like those guys. That's where we get a lot of information. But listen to us. We're better. All right, make trades. Number 3, or I don't know what number we're on right now. But make trades. I love to trade in fantasy football. I think it helps get the things moving. I think it helps shake and bake things up. I love to trade. And I'll be the guy who send you 45 trades. All of them make sense to me. Most of the time, they don't make sense to the other guy.
Yeah.
But be involved with your league. Trade. Work the waiver wires. And that's the ones I'll bring up that one coming up next. But trade. There's nothing wrong with trading. You don't own these teams. We didn't put the $10 billion into this team. It's fantasy football. It's okay if you trade Dez Bryant for Latavius Murray. It's not a big deal. You're still going to come in last anyways, so give me Latavius Murray. You can have Dez Bryant. I'm going to continue to go to the championship, and you'll be coming up in 7th or 8th, and you won't win. But trade. Trading is fun. It makes you think. It makes you look like a good GM of your team or a good owner. So just do it. Trade. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, don't be scared of trading. One of my other ones is watch the NFL games if you can. I mean, it's great to watch the NFL games. We're going to watch the games this year because stay updated on our teams. It's great if you have like a party over, like a game party over.
Yeah, every Sunday we'll have people over.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's just really fun to watch the games. I mean, you can stay updated on your team, like, yes, he scored a touchdown and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's super cool.
And you can pick up the injuries. You can pick up
blow-ups.
The blow-ups. You can pick up the flash in the pan that you don't want to pick up. You shouldn't pick up. But yeah, it's fun. And if you can't get to the TV, obviously you can download any of the apps that give you scores and highlights and stuff like that.
Yeah, or you can just look on ESPN to get the recap.
Exactly.
Or sometimes
the highlights. Yep.
Sometimes they even have like it live. Sometimes they have it live.
Another one we have is work the waiver wires. Seriously, guys, you draft your team to win the season, but you don't draft your team to win the championship. Your championship will come when you work the waiver wires, and that means add drops. You want to if you're not doing 30 plus add drops, you're most likely not either A, going to make the playoffs, or B, make the championship, or C, win the championship. So if you're not doing add drops, you're most likely not going to win. You will win your draft. Great. I'm looking at our draft right now. This guy has an A. We have a minus.
Well, you have an A minus. I have a B minus.
But we're going to be working the waiver wires so we can win our league.
I've already done like two, 3 add drops.
Yep.
And the season hasn't even started.
Exactly. The draft grade doesn't mean anything. I've seen guys with C minuses win the league, and I've seen the guys who get the A during the draft lose the league. Work the waiver wires. Watch for that guy hidden find that diamond in the rough. Yeah, he may not blow it up week 2. Well, watch out, week 5, 6, he's gonna blow it up, or he gets
boom,
or get the handcuff, because he's gonna go down. Work the waiver wires.
Williams.
Exactly, and actually, I have a really good tip for you off air for DeAngelo Williams. All right, so the next one we have is
watch the weather and matchups. I mean, you don't want if you have like LaShawn McCoy that's playing home against the Seahawks, don't start him, guys. And since I mentioned the Bills, I have to mention our sponsor, and that is GJP and Oswego over the JC Penny Plaza. Wow, you're better at that than I am.
Yeah, I'll do that. You stick to the emails. But yeah, over at the JC Penny Plaza, you can find GJP and Oswego. That was a good try, though.
Yeah.
Breaking you out a little bit. You can call Larry up at 315-207-1000. Guys, it's the best pizza and wings in town. Any flavor of pizza, any flavor of wings, you guys hit them up. And if you mention this podcast, he'll give you a free slice of cheese pizza and a soda. They don't have fountain yet, but they have Pepsi products now, so they'll give you a free soda for that. But last night, I know they were pumping out spaghettis and chicken parm dinners and chicken riggy dinners. So guys, their dinners are the best. You get a free garlic nut and a salad.
You can go over there, but at the JCPenney Plaza to GJP, and if you're still in a hungry mood, then you can walk right over to Subway.
Exactly. So yeah, hit them up at 315-207-1000. See them on Facebook at GJP and Oswego. All right, and so another one is we have fun. Guys, it's a fantasy football league. Have fun. Make fun of each other on the message boards. Obviously, you want to try to keep it clean, but have a good ribbing. You want to get that little right there, then do it. But have fun. Don't take it too seriously. Actually, I used to be like that. I used to be like, but now it's just like, you know what? I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to be laid back. Even if you're playing for thousands of dollars, you still want to have fun. If you're playing for a cool trophy, still have fun. We play in the league we're drafting now on Sunday. We play for a plaque in the men's bathroom in our church. And we're playing for the bathroom wall. So just have fun. It's fantasy football. Like I said, you don't own the teams. You are doing nothing other than hit start.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. So have fun.
And pressing the draft buttons.
Exactly. And the one thing that you said, Eli, I think a couple weeks ago, is that you're super pumped for this year because it's your first year with your own team. It's the first year of the podcast. We're really diving into this year. The whole family's actually getting more involved. You heard their podcast a couple weeks ago. It is. It's going to be a wonderful year this year for us. So we're just going to have fun. Have fun.
Yeah.
Got any more over there?
Oh,
actually,
nope, I don't.
Going back to watch the weather. All right, we kind of skipped that a little bit since we mentioned GJP. Exactly, guys. Watch the weather. Are they going to play in a snowstorm? Are they playing inside? Are they playing in a monsoon? Which actually tonight, the game between I think Tampa Bay and Washington, it got pushed back for tonight. It's supposed to be tomorrow night, but because there's a hurricane coming, they're going to play it tonight. Obviously, it's preseason, but watch it. You can't kick field goals in the monsoon. You can't throw deep in a monsoon. You can't throw in a blizzard. Watch the weather. A lot of teams from the north can't play down in the south because it's too hot, and a lot of south teams can't play up in the north because it's too cold. Watch the weather. Watch the matchups. And I have one more for you. Continue to listen to the Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips podcast.
Definitely.
We're going to give you the best, up-to-date, the best that we can, information out there. Yeah, we pull from a lot of sources, but we also have a lot of knowledge. 20 plus years. Eli's coming on strong. He's picking up a lot of information in the last 3 months since the podcast has started. Guys, continue to listen to us. We love you. Continue to email us at
Tyler and Eli fftips@gmail.com, guys. Totally do it.
Yeah, and the more you email us, the more we'll read them on air. And we've only read 3, so we need some more emails, guys. We just want to hear from you. We want to make sure you're listening. We want to hear your questions. We had one last week, or one coming this week about Josh Gordon. He says he's going to be a top 10 wide receiver. The emailer was Bill R. from Oswego. But once again, I don't think Josh Gordon is going to be a top 10 wide receiver. He's going to be okay, but sorry, Bill, he's not going to be a top 10 wide receiver this year.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
All right, so
and it's going back to emailing us. It's very cool to be mentioned on a podcast. Like we were mentioned on her fantasy football podcast with like millions of people listening.
Oh, they retweeted. Yeah, they retweeted us. They didn't mention us. They retweeted us. Same thing, I guess. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. They retweet our podcast. We retweet their podcast. So it's the industry. We like to share information. We help each other out. They're kind of small. They're bigger than us, but they're independent like us. They're not ESPN or CBS. But yeah, we love those guys. We're trying to get them on our podcast. We're trying to work some technical things out. But yeah, it'd be fun to have them on.
Yeah.
All right, so let's mention our sponsor one more time, GJP and Oswego. We're going to start wrapping up the show, guys. Once again, check them out over in the JCPenney Plaza. Larry and the guys out there love making pizza and wings for you. He's very community-oriented. They got a big race coming up this week at the speed track. He's going to be involved with that heavily. He's got 2 cars, actually sponsoring 2 cars this year. So see them at GJP and Oswego on Facebook. Call them at 315-207-1000. And once again, our podcast is powered by Shaklee. I mentioned it at the very beginning. I am drinking right now the Shaklee Shake. It's wonderful. It comes in 3 flavors. Vanilla, chocolate, and I think they just introduced a pumpkin spice for the fall. So, and Eli's chugging over here the performance. It's a sports drink. It's the healthiest sports drink out there. We love that, especially because we're very active. I take it to the gym with me every morning. They come in orange and lemon.
Yeah.
Lemon, okay, yep.
Orange and lemon lime.
Lemon lime,
Performance.
yep. The performance is great. It fills you up. It just rehydrates your body. And if you want more information about Shaklee, you can email my wife, Amy. She'd love to hear from you guys. It's Belawski, Belawske, at iCloud.com, and she'll give you all the information you need at Shaklee. Shaklee is an amazing product. We love them, and they're powering our podcast.
And whenever I play sports games, because I play soccer and baseball and swimming, I always bring some performance with
You're
me.
chugging that performance. Yep.
Yeah,
it's
great.
Dehydrates you, and it's awesome. Shaklee shakes are amazing. They're tasty. We put some bananas and strawberries in there. You got a nice little smoothie. It's great. All right, Eli, any final comments for tonight's podcast as we wrap it up?
Well, I have one last tip for you. I don't know what it is.
You can't remember?
No.
All right.
I forgot to write it down.
It's all right. It's all right. It happens. It's hot. It's sticky here in Oswego, New York. It's not a big deal. It's tired. It's getting late. So my last comment is, if you haven't drafted yet, just remember, don't draft Tony Romo or Teddy Bridgewater.
Or
They're injured.
Deion Lewis.
Or Deion Lewis.
Or Carlos Hyde.
Or Carlos Hyde. Or anyone else who's injured. But at the same time, guys, next time we talk to you guys, the season's going to be right around the corner. Have fun this year with your fantasy draft. Have fun with your fantasy league. And we failed to do two each week, so probably stay at one a week. Not a big deal. We're sorry for that. It's life. We have life. We're busy.
Yeah, because we got tons of stuff to do now that we got a podcast.
Yeah, we're researching information for you guys. All right, so that's going to do it for us. You can check us out on YouTube at Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips. On YouTube, on Facebook, it's the same thing, Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips. Well, you can email us at
Tyler and Eli FFtips@gmail.com.
And we would love to hear from you guys. And also, if you know anyone who would love to sponsor our show, we would love to have them. Because the more the merrier. That'd be great for us.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for me. I am Tyler Belawski.
I'm Eli Belawski.
And this is the Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips Podcast.
Bye-bye, guys.